Welcome, welcome, welcome to our scholarship celebration of 2023. Can we just have a round of applause for all of our scholarship recipients and also our donors, please? Thank you. This is going to be an informal breakfast, and we're going to have a program here, but it is informal. At any time, if you want to get up and get anything more to eat, please feel free to do so. I mean, there's a lot of food back there, and we'd hate to waste it, please. So my name's Keith Allen. I'm a part of the College Foundation board. I've been a member for about 5 years, and I'm just very happy to serve the college. We are going to start by just setting the intention of this breakfast, if that's okay. Our intention is for us to come together to honor and support the bright minds of the College of DuPage and to celebrate the power of education and community. This event is dedicated to fostering a culture of learning, of opportunity, and of inclusion. As we recognize the dedication and the accomplishments of our students and the generosity of our donors, we aim to inspire continued growth, to empower the dreams of our students, our faculties, the community, and to build a stronger future for all of us, all while celebrating the hope that education brings and the spirit of generosity that fuels our shared commitment and purpose together. So at this point, I'm going to introduce Derek Mattson. He's the president of our foundation board and who made this breakfast possible, along with every donor. And Derek, come on up here and say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you, Keith. For those that were here last year, Keith got up and spoke when we opened up the mics. He did such a great job that we asked him to MC. So you could take that one of two ways. Either be aspirational, speak well, and maybe you can MC next year, or maybe flub it a bit if you don't want to MC next year. It's your call, but I'm happy to have him hold on to the mic for the day. It's an honor to be here with all of you donors. It's an honor to be here with all of you recipients. I have to say, and I was mentioning it to our table, the College of DuPage Foundation is a board, is a group of volunteers. And to be totally honest, this day, this moment, encapsulates why we do what we do. I can't speak for everybody, but I can speak for myself. This is my favorite event of the year. So it's an honor to be here. I will be brief. I've got a couple of thank yous and then one other thing, and then I'm going to turn it over to the esteemed leader of the college. But I want to recognize Follett Bookstore. They sponsored today's event. A couple of thank yous to folks that play an incredibly pivotal role at the college. I want to start by thanking Dr. Hal McAninch and his wife, Carol. Dr. McAninch served as president of the College of DuPage for more than 20 years and holds the title for the longest serving president at the college. I also want to give some credit to our recently retired cabinet member, Dr. Jim Bente, some other cabinet members and senior administration who are joining us today. Obviously, Dr. Brian Caputo, Dr. Mark Curtis Chavez, the provost, Bill Dial, Vice President of Human Resources, Walter Johnson, Vice President of Institutional Advancement, Assistant Provost Diana Del Rosario. We've got a couple of our trustees here as well. I want to thank them for joining us today, Florence Appel and Nick Howard. Our scholarship program would not succeed without the many volunteers within the College of DuPage community, as well as the Foundation Board of Directors who assist in reviewing scholarships and work so hard to place students in touch with these scholarship opportunities. The role of the foundation really is to steward and shepherd those funds, right? Helping to garner donations and then steward and shepherd them to the students. Our overarching mission, in conjunction with institutional advancement, is to obtain and steward contributions to expand educational and cultural opportunities for the College of DuPage community. The community piece of community college is, I think, sometimes overlooked, right? That word community. I think that we can see here that the college is creating a community of philanthropy, a community of partnership, a community of those that thrive to be something more. And for the recipients here today, we hope that you remain part of this community and ultimately sit on the other side of the table, helping those like you gain the opportunity to be what they dream. So that's our ask of you today. With that, I am going to turn the microphone over to the president of College of DuPage, Dr. Brian Caputo.
So thank you so much, all of you, for being here today. This is a wonderful event every year. And who has been to this event before? Okay, so for some of you know that some of the stories that you're going to hear are just wonderful and just inspiring. And it kind of reminds us all as to why we do what we do in higher education. We really are here trying to celebrate the power of education in our community. For many students, a scholarship often is the difference between attending school and putting dreams on hold. We know a community college is very different than other institutions of higher education, that it's more accessible, more affordable to a wider population. However, as affordable as it can be, it can still be out of reach for students who struggle daily just to make ends meet, or whose families simply cannot help them in supporting their education. And the worst thing that we can think of that can happen is for people to put their dreams on hold. That's why the College of DuPage Foundation is so important. It's a well-established and well-connected, and then in a way that tirelessly works on behalf of our students. By helping donors believe in our students' dreams, the foundation rallies the community to see the future and the impact that our students will have upon it. The students really are the future of our community and our larger world. Through various fundraising activities, the foundation has made college more affordable and attainable. As a result, the funds that they raise make dreams a reality. To the College of DuPage Foundation and its executive board, and if we have executive board members here, why don't all of the executive board members for the College of DuPage Foundation that are here please stand up and be recognized? These are the leaders of the foundation that kind of make this whole thing happen. And one other person to recognize, Karen Kuhn. Karen, where are you? You got to be up there someplace, Karen. There she is, way in the back. Karen is the executive director of the College of DuPage Foundation. The individual who runs the day-to-day operations of the foundation, does a phenomenal job, and we're very fortunate to have her. So Karen, thank you for all that you do. To those individuals that are doing that hard work at the foundation, your ability to support our students every day is absolutely remarkable, and I think what you're going to hear from our students is going to be an absolute testament to that. We are so proud of what this group has been able to accomplish on a continuous basis, year to year. And to our donors who are here, I cannot thank you enough. Because of your generosity, the students receiving these scholarships can pursue their goals and plan for a better tomorrow. Finally, to our scholarship recipients, and I've had the privilege of kind of walking around and meeting a number of you. It's a real privilege, and it's a treat. Congratulations. You took that first step in applying for a scholarship, and in doing so, you showed strong belief in yourself and in your ability to create a brighter future. Everyone in this room is a part of the College of DuPage community. Together, you are making a positive impact, and I think you're going to feel that very distinctly here before the morning is out. Thank you for all that you're doing, and enjoy our event.
Thank you, Dr. Caputo. Thank you, Derek. The foundation is very proud to just have been blessed to provide so much support to the college and to the more than 500 students that we have served each year through the generosity of the people in this room. Many of the donors are here around you. I just want to thank you, because today is all about you, not only the scholarship recipients, but also the donors. Over the course of this morning, you'll be hearing several different stories. And for donors, you're going to be hearing about the impact of your kindness and generosity and how it has affected our students, both current and the past ones. But I also wanted to share with you that we're going to be offering an opportunity not only for the two students that are going to come up here right now, but for anybody else in the room who has had an experience with College of DuPage and how it's affected their schooling or their lives or their community. Please, we're going to ask you to come up after we speak to a couple of the scholarship recipients this year. So first, I would like to introduce our first student, Cheyenne Nape. If I saw her a little bit earlier, there she is, and she is pursuing a dental hygiene degree. She is the recipient of the Alice M. Snellgrove Honors Scholarship, the John Belushi Orchestra Scholarship, Naperville Rotary Charities, and the Rotary Club of Naperville Scholarship. She plays the flute. She is also a barista over at Starbucks. So, I've been trying to get a recipe out of her all morning, but she was not going to give me one. But she is a wonderful public speaker, I've heard. I would love to introduce you and have you come up here and say a few words.
A life without passion is not a life. It's merely an existence. In our world today, students like me have been given amazing opportunities to find something we're passionate about. For me, that passion is music. Since age 5, I have been involved in music and have evolved over the years into the musician I am today. Performing is something that makes me happy, makes me feel good when I do it. But most of all, whether it be on the flute, saxophone, viola, guitar, piano, or any of my other instruments, I love the smile it puts on others' faces. Now, most of you might assume that I have decided to pursue music as a career, but you'd be wrong. In fact, I am currently a first-year student in the dental hygiene program at College of DuPage. You're probably wondering, why dental hygiene? Since I was younger, I knew I wanted to do something to help others in need. As a high school freshman, I thought I wanted to be a surgeon. I had watched my mom make an amazing recovery after her back surgery, and I believed I wanted to do for others what the surgeon did for my mom. But after some research, turns out it wasn't really my thing. And then it hit me, dentistry. My passion for dentistry began when I realized the intimacy between a patient and their hygienist. After shadowing a few times, I knew that was what I wanted to do. And it pays well, so that's a plus. Originally, I had an 11-year plan to graduate with my bachelor's in biology, continue on to dental school, and then specialize to become an orthodontist, which is an additional 7 years to become an orthodontist after receiving your bachelor's degree. But I soon realized that it would be way too much money and too much work to even attempt to become that. Plus, I didn't want to start my career late in life. Once I decided against full-fledged dental school, I switched over my major and began taking classes to get into the program. 4 years later, here I am. Now, my journey to get to where I am today has not been easy. Over the years, my family has struggled financially, with the worst of it hitting us over the last 2 years. It got so bad, there were times we were unsure we'd have a full meal one day, or whether we'd be able to pay our rent. But the one expense we didn't have to worry about was my schooling. I have been blessed to receive scholarships, and thanks to people like you, have paid not 1 cent over the 4 years of my college experience. Although things have been tough, my parents, who are here with me today in the front, have been nothing but supportive and are so proud and excited to see me flourish and succeed, and I'm proud to call them my parents. Life is a roller coaster full of ups and downs, twists and turns. You may face challenges that you're unsure of how to overcome. But as they say, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Your donations are the lemons that students like me use to find our passion and make our own lemonade as you step out on faith to make the world a better place. Without you, I wouldn't be where I am today. And as Martin Luther King Jr. once said, faith is taking the first step when you don't see the whole staircase. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Our second student today, let's see if I can find her. Oh, there she is. We are going to have Dominique Aldridge. And I've lost the page here. It looks like it's not down here, but she is going to come up here and she's going to talk about her culinary talent. She is working at United Airlines right now, but she is known as the Cake Lady. And I talked to her earlier, and she was talking about how earlier on in the beginning of COVID, this was not what her plan was, but she changed it, and she has such a passion and such an idea that someday, hopefully, she's going to open up a bake shop. Yeah, there she is. Come on up here if you want to know a little bit more about her. If you want to know a little bit more about her, you can find her on Instagram and also TikTok at A Taste of Dom. And she has videos about what she's doing. And she gives cakes out for free sometimes, just to let you know. So come on up here. Congratulations.
So I prepared a speech, but I'll keep it real. I left it at home. Because for me, I want to be my authentic self, and I'm going to talk to you just like I'm talking to my family members. My name is Dominique Aldridge. I am a 39-year-old single mother of 3. The reason why I'm in the culinary and pastry program at College of DuPage, like he said, COVID happened, and I worked in healthcare. And seeing these people passing away on a daily, it broke my spirit, it broke my heart, and I sat back and I had a come to Jesus moment. I was like, Lord, what am I doing wrong? What is my purpose in life? What do I want to do? What do I see my future for me and my family? And I sat in bed and I was like, I miss cooking. That's what me and my mom would do all the time since I was a very little girl, just cook, bake all day long. And I emailed Chef Tim Myers at 2-something in the morning, and he replied back. I kept saying, I was like, if he didn't reply back, it's not meant for me. I'm like, maybe my goal is healthcare. But when he replied back, I was like, man, I can go back to college. I can show my kids that I could be a first generation in our family to graduate from college. And my son, he's 18 now, and he's like, Mom, I'm so proud of you. He got to see all the things I would make. He was like, Mom, you're bringing home croissants and tarts and creme brulees, things that they've never had before, and they were just so happy. So I'm gonna show you guys a picture. This is my mother. Her name is Charlene Dixon. I lost her in 2010 from stage 4 cervical cancer. She was my rock. This is my son, Jalen. He's 18. My daughter, Jalea, she's now 15, and my daughter, Jordan, she's now 10. I brought their pictures with me because they're not here, because everybody is scattered everywhere. But they are my purpose in life and my foundation to do what I want to do in life, which is to hopefully one day own a food truck somewhere in the world. My other person who's not here, ooh, I'm not gonna cry, is my brother, William Dixon. He would have been here today to support me, but he died in May of a massive heart attack. And he was my rock. He had my back. This year has been a really tough year for me, but being here today has meant a lot, to see everybody's faces, to have the support of my best friend, my little nieces, dad. It means a lot to know that there's so many people in this room that support me and support my journey, and I thank you all for the scholarships, for everything, for just being the backbone and the foundation for a lot of us, especially us single moms who are just trying to make ends meet. So I thank you all so much.
So Dominique is currently pursuing her culinary arts certificate, baking and pastry arts. She received the George Match Scholarship. One thing that I talked to her about earlier, and she told you a little bit about her brother, and obviously when you lose a family member, you are, things kind of go up and down. Sometimes you're very high, sometimes you're very low. And she told me that maybe, just maybe, that dream was kind of on that roller coaster. And we're a community here, we're a family, and so what I told her is, this community will not let that dream die. So when you make up that bakery business, there's friends right here in this room. You can come talk to me, anybody here, and we'll make sure you succeed at what your dream is, okay? That's what we do. You're welcome. All right, so this is the opportunity now for you to tell your story. I'll go first. I told one last year. I'll tell one about my wife this time. She's not here, so I can talk about her a little bit. But she would tell you, when she went to Northern Illinois, she did not have the best grades. You talk about graduating cum laude, right? She graduated what we used to call thank you laude. So she was convinced that she was not a good student, right? She was convinced. And when our daughter was born, she opened up an in-house daycare, but eventually she now wanted to open up a daycare center. So she came to this college, and she had classes here in order to earn her certificates. And this college worked with her, class after class. She became a straight A student at this college and started to believe that not only was she a good student, but that she could also teach other students. And after 15 years, her daycare center put out 75% of her students became honor roll students when they were in high school and late middle school. So that's what an education at this college can do. And that's my story, and that's why I've seen, that's why I'm here, actually. Now it's your turn. As is the tradition of this celebration, we invite you all to share your words, but you gotta realize that your stories are not just personal anecdotes. They are a vital part of our shared community and our shared history and our shared journey. They inspire hope. They generate passion. They remind us of who we are as a college community and who we can be, just like my wife. Whether you're a student who has overcome adversity to pursue your dreams, or whether you're just someone who thinks that your spirit might light a candle in somebody else, we ask you now to come up and speak. There are 2 different mics in the back. There'll be one over there near that camera, and then there's one more over here. And heck, if there's enough people, you can come up here, and we'll just I'll just call on people as they come up. So we ask that you start to make your way to the microphone, share your story. Far too often in this world, far too often we are told to tear each other down. This breakfast, we would love to have an opportunity to lift each other up and our community up. I encourage you, everyone, to go ahead and speak and to share and to connect with one another through our experiences. Yes, please.
I'm Kiara Robinson, a culinary student here at COD as well. So your story was very inspiring to me because it's kind of similar to mine. I'm a single mother of 2. I started my school journey for secondary education at the 4-year university when I was 18, and my parents were pushing me, you have to go to college, you have to do this, you have to do that. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was just kind of winging it, and I ended up getting pregnant with my son and dropping out. And from there, my dad's like, well, I'm not going to let you fail. I'll get you a job at where I work, which was in corporate. And I've been working there as unfulfilled as possible, going to work unhappy, unhealthy, stressed. And I'm like, this isn't for me. You know, there's more for me than sitting at a computer typing my life away. My kids deserve to see me do more with my life, and they deserve to see me follow my dreams. So I applied to COD after a conversation with my dad. He's like, well, if you're not happy, you've always been a great cook. You cook for us for holidays. You do catering for people on the side. Why don't you go to school and get your degree? And I said, well, it snapped. I'm like, wow, you're absolutely right. Why am I wasting my life away at corporate America jobs? I can go get my degree, I can start my own business, and I can flourish in something I love. And literally every day, like, weight has been lifted. I feel less stressed. I feel happy. My kids are watching me bring home things that I cook in class. They're like, what's this and what's that? Trying things they've never tried. And I thank you to Julie Breen and her husband for the scholarship that they allow me to have, because that money doesn't have to come out of their pockets. I don't have to worry about what I have to take from them to provide to myself and follow my dreams. I can just do it carefree. So thank you all.
Thank you all so much. Thank you.
Hello, how are you? Good morning. I'm not the best at speeches, but here we are. So I just wanted to thank everyone for their scholarship money. It has helped me so much. I'm a DACA recipient, so I don't qualify for FAFSA or most big scholarships. So all my life I've kind of had to figure out how to come up with money without having to burden my family. And throughout the years, I just never thought my story deserved to be praised or deserved a scholarship, until just recently I was like, you know what, it's about time I try this out. My grades are pretty decent. I think my story's kind of good. And obviously it worked out. So I just want to thank everyone in this room for providing me with that dream to continue to care for my family, to continue my education, but mostly to be able to be a role model to my community, especially Hispanic little girls, that there is more to life than to just giving up and being like, okay, we're done with high school. I want to promote that for them, that if I could do it, anyone can do it. But especially I want to thank my parents, my mom and my dad. They have put up with me with so much, and they've obviously guided me towards the right direction, and everything they've done, they've just made sure I hung on. So thank you once again. Your scholarship fund is everything to me, and I wouldn't be here without it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Okay. Hi, my name is Julie Lindsay. I am a paralegal student here at College of DuPage. The reason I'm here is because of Twitter. I know that sounds kind of weird, but in 2019, a friend of mine was frivolously sued. And I couldn't understand what was going on. I didn't understand any of the terminology. I was just angry because this wasn't fair. And so this was a whole to-do and culture war thing going on. And some lawyers on Twitter started commenting on it. And I started asking them questions, especially because it had started to be COVID, and I was very bored. And so they would teach me, like, what is a motion? What is a pleading? What's an anti-SLAPP suit? That's a good thing. And I realized, and they say, hey, you've kind of got this. And I said, yeah, I kind of do. I had spent 20 years out of school with my okay GPA, bachelor's degree, working in web design, and it wasn't really clicking like others have said. So I said, hey, Greg, my husband, who's right there, what do you think about paralegal school? I had seen another one of these people, my friends, go, and he said, yeah, that's a great idea. And so I took the plunge and signed up. And then my house broke. We had $8,000 in repairs to our house that we needed, that was not covered, and there went my college money. So I came anyways, applied for a whole bunch of financial aid, and one of the first things I had to do was write an essay for Professor Lori Vardis' class, where she said, write a scholarship essay. And so I did. And I looked at it and I said, hey, this is not too bad. Maybe I'll submit it. So I'm standing here as the recipient of the Lori and Eric Swanson Scholarship and as the College of DuPage Returning Adult Scholarship recipient. And it's amazing because I have found a passion that I didn't know I had. And I have found a community of people who are really willing to help. Like I've never been so supported in my life as I have at College of DuPage. I am really looking forward to being able to graduate and to come back here on the other side of the table. So thank you.
Oh, that's awesome. We also welcome donors too. If you want to say why you give to the college, please feel free. Please go ahead.
Hi, my name is Yesenia Williams. I am also a DACA recipient. When I was younger, I remember helping my mom out trying to get to, I guess you would put it as trying to get her situation fixed. And I feel like I really took a step back to help her. It wasn't until my young adult life that I was able to go to college. Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm really nervous. But yeah, no, it wasn't until my young adult life that I was able to go to college. And I did start last year. This year, recently, I had been going through some very hard financial hardships. And due to the Mary Lou and Kepper Grant scholarship, I was able to continue on my education, and I just really wanted to say thank you, and it's an honor to be here.
So my name is Ashley Stannard, and I am in the Paralegal Studies program. Proud to be a part of it. So I knew since I was in the 7th grade that I wanted to be a lawyer. And every step that I took from then on was to get me to that point. So I enrolled in a 4-year university in DC, but I couldn't afford to stay there. So I ended up coming back home to a 4-year university here, but then I got connected with a ministry. And so after a semester, I left school because it was too hard to do both. And so I did full-time ministry and singing for 7 years. And it didn't end so well. And so I kind of fell into like a really deep state of depression because I also had to watch my peers go and complete their education and step into their career paths. And you had me, and I had school that I didn't finish, and now ministry that I didn't finish. And it just really hit me so hard that I got to a point where I no longer found life worth getting out of bed for. And last year, actually, my husband came to me and he saw the state that I had fallen into, and he said, "Do you still want to go to school?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "Go." And so I enrolled in the paralegal studies program because I was 32 years old and wasn't really sure if I wanted to go through, the whole steps of completing your bachelor's and then going another 3 years and going to law school. So I enrolled in the paralegal studies program, and I got connected to Sally Fairbank, who also connected me to Linda Jenkins. And Linda Jenkins has become a very instrumental part of my experience here at COD. But I also, my husband and I were putting myself through school out of pocket. And so because of the Linda and Bob Jenkins Endowed Paralegal Studies Scholarship, I've been able to experience so many good things here. I feel like life is beginning. I'm 34 now, and I feel like my life is just beginning, and I've been able to experience so much at COD alone that I never imagined that I could experience at universities, and it's all because of that scholarship. And so I do want to personally say thank you so much for the doors that you have opened for myself. To Sally, thank you as well, because I never would have gotten connected with Paralegal Club, which really became a family that I longed for. And so I am so proud to be here at COD and so proud to be here at the foundation celebrating with all of you.
Please go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. I'm not a student of College of DuPage. but I have my children all started their road along their paths in College of DuPage. And I think this is a fantastic organization. The people I've met people today that have inspired me. And to the donors and all the faculty and members that are part of pushing these young people forward, pat yourselves on the back because you do good work. And all that's been said today, all of you've heard, should encourage us to do more. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Elijah Clemente. I am a student physical therapist assistant. I'm 22 years old, and my story started in high school. You know how in senior year they always have those papers where they're like, oh, you know, what career do you want to pursue? I always put nothing. I had no idea what I wanted to do back then. My only lead was maybe law school. So I'm not in paralegal, sadly, but I'm kidding. Okay. But I did find something that I loved, and it started in cross country. I wore myself out to death. I had scoliosis, flat foot, shin splints, impinged nerves, like everything. I was just messed up. And it was my time in physical therapy that showed me, like, oh, you know, I can be healed from this. Like, I don't have to get up and like have pain shoot down my leg. And that's kind of where it sparked, where I felt like I really wanted to do physical therapy. And ever since then, I wasn't 100% sure, but once I heard about the PTA program in COD, I realized that this could be fit just for me. So I applied very, very late. I was like throwing a bank shot from half court, and somehow I got accepted. Learning about everything, my main inspiration would be my grandma. She was very old. She had a gait belt, which helped because then I could do all these like gait step trainings with her, and it was just common practice for me. And she told me that I was going to be a really good PTA, and she was always cheering me on from the sidelines. Mostly during massage therapy, by the way. So like I would be doing like goniometric measurements and all that, all the boring stuff, and everybody in my family wouldn't care. I'd ask for help, and they'd be like, "Oh, I'm busy." But when it came to massage therapy, everyone suddenly like, you know, they're all free. They're like, "Oh, you need practice? I'll help you. Here. I'll set it up. You know." So I'm thankful to have such a loving family who is so willing to help me during massage therapy. But this past year, or the past few months, I should say, has been pretty rough for me. My grandma, she deteriorated in health quickly due to cancer. And I would start spending less time working, making money, and more time, like in the mornings mostly, spending time with her, taking her to dialysis at 4 in the morning, picking her up sometimes. And even through it all, she said that she thought I would be a good PTA. She passed away 3 weeks ago. I'm tearing up, sorry. But I'm doing this for her. I'm doing this for everyone who's been cheering me on, and receiving the scholarship that I had really helped me propel myself into this semester. So I'm really thankful for the donors of the scholarship that I was awarded, and I wouldn't have been here without them, so thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Dr. Celeste Medinsky. I am a donor dentist. I own a practice in Hinsdale, Illinois. And my story starts out as I originally went to a community college myself, and I was also a recipient of a scholarship. By the time I went to dental school, or was applying to dental school, I didn't have any college debt, and I don't think I would have been able to pursue dentistry if I didn't have a scholarship. So I just wanted to thank all of the donors for making dreams like mine possible. And that's one of the reasons why I chose to support fellow students so that they could pursue their dreams as well.
Thank you so much.
Hi, y'all. Good morning, gorgeous people. My name is Kalia Miller. I am a part of the fashion program, and I got awarded for the fashion scholarship. I just wanted to start off, I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous. I just want to start off by thanking everybody and thanking the donor, of course. But I also just want to thank my parents. They're not here right now, but if they were here, we'll all be matching in brown right now with the zebra print. So we would come as a union, as a family, I promise. But I just wanted to get here and like spread light and joy, because the one thing about fashion with me is I always wear it and I always want to show who I am as a person. I mean, fabric for a lot of people could just be your back, but fashion for me is my back, my leg, my arm. It's just it keeps me together and it just brings out the person I am today. I know it's like, oh, she got the brown on, but I'll stand out. And that's just something that's really important to me, as well as I also want to be a fashion teacher, and teaching students will be a part of my life, just to show them like fashion could bring your confidence, also give your self-awareness to just who you are as a person. Growing up, I didn't really know myself. My mama was dressing me since I was 8, but after that I was lost, okay? But after that I was able to find myself through every piece of clothing to help me bring the structure of the woman I am today. And I just want to give my thanks to my mother and the scholarship, because my mom helps me and support me, and every scholarship I get goes to her. So I just wanted to get up here and be the voice for her and also myself. And thank you, everybody. Have a good one.
Hi, my name is Yari. A little bit about me. I just joined the 30s Club a couple weeks ago. And this is my third time at COD, actually. So the first time I went for the automotive tech program. And I left after my first year because I got a job and I just worked at shops for like maybe 5 years. So I never finished that program. And then the second time around, somehow I got it in my head to be an engineer. So I started doing that, and I had lost my father, so it was hard to finish, and I never did. So third time around, I started doing a lot of artwork from COVID. That's the only way I could afford groceries, was through commissions. And sorry, public speaking terrifies me. So I started COD again for the third time last summer, and the only reason I could afford that one summer class was because I had actually, I was like homeless for a bit, so I had like extra income from what normally would have went to rent. So I started the class, and I loved it. Shout out to Professor Gotham. He did a great job, and I've just been pursuing the degree, and I'll be graduating in May. And this past year has been really great, actually. My first semester, because one of my professors encouraged me, I was able to, I'm sorry, I'm like losing my thought. I was able to mentor high school students in the south side of Chicago through the NAACP AXO program. And the kid that I mentored, he actually won second place out of everybody. And I think it was like over 1,000 students that participated in that art competition. So that was really fulfilling to see a kid who is going through really hard times and just see that like excitement of being awarded something. And his hard work really paid off. It was really like great to be a part of that. And then in the summer, I was awarded a grant through the TypeSo program, and I got to go to Portland, Oregon for a convention in typography. And I met so many interesting people. I actually got to meet and spend time with Neville Brody, Anybody who knows graphic design, that's like the Michael Jordan of graphic design. So it was really cool to see him and get to meet with him and network with him. And experiences like that would have never happened had I never received your guys' donations and just been able to be a part of this program.
Thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. My name is Vinny. I'm new here. This is like my second semester at COD, and it's a long story, like how I got here. Like I grew up in Brazil. I lived in Brazil like my whole life, and last year, at the start of the last year, I was trying to get into a university there. It was crazy, like just, yeah. And then in the middle of the process, my dad got an offer from his company to come here to the United States. And then we all were really excited, and I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? So we just all got here, and it was a really crazy experience because we had to rebuild everything, and money was a thing that was really valuable. Like, we had to be really careful on what to spend it with, between furniture and like beds and stuff. And then that was the time, this was last August, and then I was researching for colleges and universities, trying to find like the best fits. And I immediately loved COD, like from the campus to like the programming, and it was really great. And I tried getting in August, but we couldn't afford it because it was like we had just got here, so we had to be saving all the money we could to other things. So I got in over the spring semester, and the bills were just crazy, and we barely made it through. And then by the end of the spring semester, Dr. Shevitz from the music department talked to me about the John Belushi Jazz Band Scholarship, and I immediately went like, I gotta do that. And I'm a music student. I always wanted to be involved in music my whole life, always been. And it's what I want to follow for my career. And the scholarship was really, really important to me. I'm really thankful for all of you. And it's what's made like college like a lot easier. Like, it's really good. And I don't know if I would have been able to continue here if it wasn't for the scholarship. So thank you guys a lot.
Thank you to everybody who shared your story. This is what we do here, right? And there's so many, every single person at every table here has a story about COD, and that's why you're here today. And these young men and women that you are helping, you're helping the world itself. And so as we wind down the program, I'm going to go ahead and get to our alumni reflection in just a minute. But before then, I have some exciting news that just has come about. First of all, as you know, we're on the COD Foundation board, and we're here to raise money for the college. And that money, which is received from our donors, who we are so grateful for, that money not only goes to our scholars, but it also goes to programs around the college. In fact, we raise at least $2 million annually for the college, and that deserves an applause, right? I mean, just from our donors. Well, just recently, an anonymous donor gave us a $100,000 matching scholarship. What does that mean? If you give $1, they're going to match $1 up until $100,000. But if we only give $50,000, all they give is $50,000. So we need to raise that amount of gifts. And so on your table, there's actually a little sheet of paper that looks just like this that tells you a little bit about how to do it and how to donate to the college. I want to let you know we need this right now. I was in LA last week. I took my family to LA last year, and we were on Santa Monica Beach. We were all the different places, right? I went to the same places in LA this past year, and there are streets lined with homeless, and not people that have just given up on life. And whatever your politics are, whatever your views are on what happened over the last 3 years, the truth is we've all been through a traumatic experience. And what the young lady was talking over here about is sometimes in that traumatic experience, as we're coming out, people start to give up. And one of the hopes of those people, just like she talked about over here, is college. And that's what we're doing here, right? We're trying to give hope to people that are running out of hope. And so now more than ever, we need your gifts, we need your help. And so I'm on the board. I have to make that, I think it's my job to make that ask. But as a human being who's been living in DuPage County his whole life, we need you. We just need you here. And this college extends around the world. The whole world needs you right now. And there's this book called The Go-Giver. And I think in the example, he talks about having a closed hand, right? We have this closed hand where we're holding on to everything that we have, right? But when you have a closed fist, nothing can get in. What we need to do at some point is open that hand and let life, funds, charity, everything flow through it. And so that's what we're asking for you today, is just open up your hand a little bit, allow life to get in. Because when you give, I guarantee you it will be given back to you. That's the way of life. That's called karma. And so what we're going to do with just a few more minutes left, we're going to do a full circle moment. This young man went from College of DuPage to Duke. And I'm going to let you tell your own story. His name is Rob Janis. Please welcome to the stage.
Good morning. So I realize that I'm the last person on the ballot this morning, so I'm going to keep it short and sweet. 3 outs, no walks if I'm the closer. But I've had the unique experience of being both a scholarship recipient and a donor today. And you know, when I was a student at DuPage back in the fall of '96, we didn't have anything like this. This is tremendous. So thank you to Karen and the servers and everyone who have made this this day so meaningful and impactful for us and our family. I want to talk about my experience a little bit, but when I was a student, the best way I can describe it to you is I came in and I used the honors program, which had free tuition for all the honors courses, and at the time I used that my entire first year to come away with no debt. But after my first year, those funds ran out, and so today, you can look in your program and see hundreds of scholarships. I just think that's amazing. Tears me up. But when I was a student, that just wasn't the case. I would go outside of the bursar's office, and there was a small bulletin board, smaller than this one right here, and it had all the scholarships listed on it. And I would check it every quarter. And I was lucky to apply for one and receive the Achievers Scholarship in the fall of 1997. And so for me, that was a really, seminal moment in my college experience and helped me propel me to where I am. And then the other thing I want to share is to the donors that are here today, of whom I count myself a member. I was listening to a song on the way in today, and it was sung by Chris Rice, and it really hit with me. It's something I hadn't heard in about 20 years, and it kind of reinvigorated me. And he just said, every day is a bank account and time is our currency. No one's rich, nobody's poor. We get 24 hours each. So how are you going to spend it? Will you invest or squander? Try to get ahead or help someone who's under, like so many of the donors are doing here today. And lastly, I want to close with a message to the scholarship recipients. It means a lot to me, John, that you're here today. I get emotional talking about my mom. It's hard for me not to. But for me, as a scholarship recipient, we didn't have anything like this, as I mentioned. And to see so many of the scholarship recipients here, to hear their stories, I can't possibly tell you how much it means to me as a donor and as a former alum. And I want to say thank you to John. At Duke, Coach K is an esteemed basketball coach. I've gotten to know him a little bit over the years, being at his fantasy basketball camp, being a player and a coach. And when he was giving a speech to the Dream Team several years ago, he was talking to people like Kyrie Irving, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and he was saying, you know, there's a lot of places you could be here this summer playing for the Olympics. There's a lot of other places you could be, but this is the most important place you can be. Because you all are great players, but playing against each other, you make yourselves better. And so to all the scholarship recipients here today, there's probably a lot of places you could be. You know, you have jobs, families, responsibilities, like we've heard from so many of the recipients. But I believe, personally, that this is the most important place that you could be, because it allows people like me, the president, administrators, to thank you and to give back. And so to John, the first annual recipient of the Shirley M. Janish Memorial Scholarship in honor of my mom, excuse me, and all the other recipients today, thank you. This is the most important place that you could be today. Thank you.
All right, we have reached the end of our program. I'll say one thing, but before that, we need a housekeeping matter. All scholarship recipients and all donors, please meet us outside for a group photo. We'll be near the stairs right outside this room. And I'd like to leave you with this thought. There's nothing scarier to a college student than knowing that I can succeed, but not finding a path to get to college or through college. And there's nothing that's more moving than to find help in getting you there. Now at Harvard, and that's the College of DuPage of the East, at Harvard, they sit you down at the very beginning and they tell you, you know, look to your right and look to your left. At the end of this semester, you know, that person may not be there, right? And at College of DuPage, I'd like to say, look to your right and look to your left and make sure that person is there. And that's how I'd like to end our program. Thank you.